I heard my friend call my name. The problem is, he wasn't there. This happened about 10 years ago during my final semester of college. I was working on my thesis, focused on abandoned places, old hospitals, quarantine zones, places people weren't supposed to go anymore. One of those places was an island in New York City, North Brother Island, completely abandoned, off limits to the public, and according to everything I had read, no one was supposed to be there. I never planned on going, but one night, after a few drinks, I told two of my friends about it, Jansen and Jesse. The moment they realized this place was right there in the same city, that was it. The idea stuck. A few weeks later, at 2:30 a.m., we were dragging kayaks into the water from a quiet park in the Bronx. No people, no lights, just us and the island sitting in complete darkness across the river. At first, it felt exciting. Stupid, but exciting. But the closer we got, the quieter everything became. And that's when it started to feel wrong. Because we were still in New York City, and yet it felt like we had left the world completely. We pulled the kayaks onto shore, pushed through overgrown weeds, and stepped onto the island. No sound, no wind, nothing. We started exploring. Collapsed buildings, hallways filled with debris, trees growing through walls. It looked like the entire place had been forgotten for centuries, not decades. At one point, we split up, just for a few minutes. At least, that's what I thought. I was walking alone through a long, narrow hallway when I heard it, from somewhere ahead of me. "Hey, come here." It was Jesse's voice, clear, close. I froze for a second, then started walking toward it. But something felt off. For Jesse to be ahead of me, he would have had to leave Jansen, take a completely different route, and somehow end up in front of me. It didn't make sense. I stopped and called out, "Jesse?" There was a pause. Then, from a room just a few steps away, "In here." Same voice, same tone, exactly like him. The doorway was completely dark, darker than everything else, like the light just stopped there. I don't know why, but I walked in. I raised my flashlight and slowly scanned the room, and that's when I saw it. Someone standing in the corner, facing the wall. Too tall. Way too tall. At first, my brain tried to tell me it was Jesse, but it wasn't. It couldn't be. This person was at least 6.5 feet tall, completely still, not moving, not reacting, just standing there. I felt fear hit me all at once, and then I screamed. I turned and ran as fast as I could. I didn't care where I was going, didn't care about the noise, didn't care about anything. I just knew I wasn't supposed to be there. I found Jansen and Jesse near the entrance. The second they saw me running, they started running too. We didn't stop until we reached the kayaks. I tried to explain what I saw, the voice, the figure, everything. At first, they didn't believe me. But then, right as we were pushing the kayaks back into the water, we all heard it. From somewhere behind us, deep in the island, a low, broken sound like an old woman moaning in pain. Not loud, but clear enough that all three of us froze. No one said a word. We just got into the water and paddled. Fast. None of us looked back. We didn't talk the entire way, but there's one thing I still can't explain. That voice. Because I know what I heard. It was Jesse. Exactly like Jesse. But Jesse never left Jansen, not even for a second. And whatever called me into that room knew exactly what I would trust.